G'day guys, Scott from RV Solutions here. Just wanted to go a quick little show through of a little off-grid setup we're doing for these guys in the motorhome. So these guys basically want to be able to travel, like we're plugged into shore power or caravan parks, and we're actually being plugged in. So they want to be able to use their aircon, microwave, they want to be able to use everything as they're plugged in basically. So underneath here, as you can see that, we've got two 200 amp LIthium Lab battery packs. We use LIthium Lab because they're a fairly trusted brand. We've sold probably nearly 600-700 of their batteries now. Had one back, which is pretty good, which is customer. So these guys, two batteries by themselves, they'll put out 150 amp discharge each. So it's going to give you 300 amp of discharge. So we're using a 2,600 watt Enerdrive inverter around this way. Okay, so we've also changed a couple of bits in here as well. So we've run another 800 watts of solar. So we've ditched the original solar regulator. We're running some of our solar through this. Is a Enerdrive DC-DC plus solar charger in one. It'll take 45 plus amps of solar, which is probably about what we'll average on this on a good day. It also charges from the car while you're driving too. So it'll take power from the alternator and put it through the batteries at the 14.4 volts. It'll actually charge properly. Right for the car, I've seen up to around 25-30 amps from these charging from the car, which is a lot more than you'll get normally. Normally you'll get virtually nothing charging from the car. So this is a 240 volt battery charger as well. So the original one that was in there was only charging at 16 amps, just far too small for a battery setup of this size. So you've got 400 amps of capacity. If you maths at 16 amps, it's going to take a very long time to charge when you do plug in a 240 volt. This will charge at 40 amps, which is quite a decent amount. Both of these are already set up to suit the lithium batteries as well. As you can see, all our wirings run super neatly. We've all got resettable circuit breakers, and we've tried to key in with the original system too, so all the data still shows up on the original information on the inside. So under here, you can see this is a 2600 watt Enerdrive inverter. I don't mind all of the Enerdrive stuff. Their quality's quite good and their pricing's not too bad. And they'll do what they say they're rated to. So if it's a 2600 watt inverter, you'll do 2600 watts out of it. Inverters aren't something that's worth scrimping on. You can buy cheaper Chinese inverters off the internet, lots of no-name brand ones. Honestly, inverters are the biggest point of failure in these type of setups. If you're going to go through all the effort of putting lithium batteries in and inverters and everything else, don't scrimp, don't be a cheapskate, just buy the proper stuff and it actually works. Otherwise, the time that you want to use it is the time that it doesn't work. So basically, this is going to power all the power points in the caravan, or in the motorhome in this case, sorry. So they should be able to use their microwave, kettle, toaster, aircon, phone chargers, anything they want on 240 watt they can use. Obviously it has its limitations. It's a 2600 watt inverter, so yes, it's enough to power the aircon, yes, it's enough to do these things, but mostly individually. So if you're running a big ticket item like an aircon and you want to run the microwave, you'd probably turn one off to do the other. It may just do both, but it's not the sort of thing you'd push the system to do. Again, every time you push a system like this, as bulletproof as we make them, you can still break them. What I've learned with these systems as well as giving them to customers is we give them a very thorough handover. So when you're not used to this type of equipment, you have to understand that everything's got its limitations and there's certain ways you should use it. It's like just, hey, here's a laptop. You know, you need to learn how to turn the computer on first before you can use it. You'll notice with this inverter setup as well, we've tried to maximise the space. So because of where we've had to mount it, we really didn't want to eat into any of their extra storage. So I know it probably would have been easier just to mount the inverter down here and wire it in, but what we've done is we mount it to a board, bolt it to the board, and we basically use some heavy screwing of the board up. It's good strong adhesive as well. That way it's all the way up here. Heat dissipation is just fine because we've still got the gaps all the way around it. Nobody's going to store or pack anything on top of it because that sort of thing can happen. And they've still got all this storage down here to use. Something super common that we're putting for people all the time now is Sirocco fans. They're a great 12 watt little fan. They're ideal when you're in that spot and you're not quite ready for the aircon, but you do need a bit of airflow. They rotate 360 degrees as well, so you can get them virtually anywhere. They've got little sleep timers on them. They're just a really good quality fan. Ignore this other messy, shoddy wiring up there. That's not ours. As you can see, that's professionally installed. You can't see any wiring. Moving on as well. Also made these little shelves for these guys too. They basically just need a little bit of extra storing. We managed to almost match up the ply as well to the original, which is really hard to do in a camper or a caravan. Once they make a caravan, they don't often renew the same ply again, so we managed to find something very, very close for them. Last modification we're doing on this one, the clients don't need the bed to be this long. It's quite awkward to get around when the slide out's out, but they also don't want it just one set length on the inside. They want it for resale value, they want the bed to be able to go back to original length. So what we're doing is we're making the bed extendable. So it's an aluminium frame underneath, and we'll cut and re-weld and remake that aluminium frame. We've got all that aluminium capabilities here in our fabrication shop, and we'll make this bed an extendable one.